Good morning, friends. So this is Miss Brown, and I'm going to introduce to you our lesson for today. So, as we have just finished up learning about Jamestown and the settlers and how they interacted with the Indians and Pocahontas and John Smith and tobacco. And we have also learned about the very first government that was ever created in Virginia. Now, if you can remember in your brains, you can remember that the government that we had was set up very much like England's government because we were still a part of England, and England technically owned us for our first couple hundred years as a country. Now, today we're going to learn about how we became the United States of America because are we still related to England? No, we're not. So we're going to learn how we became our own country over the next couple weeks. But today we're going to learn specifically why we decided to become our own country. So you should have had a PDF copy of your notes for today in this same assignment, and you should have printed those out with your printer so that way you can follow along with me. If you don't have those, I would like for you to go ahead and pause the video right now and go ahead and get that and a pencil so that way you can follow along with Miss Brown. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a story. So this story has two characters. It has you and it has your teacher, Miss Brown. And here is the setting of the story. So you're in America and you're trying to start a new grade level, but your teacher from your old school last year is still trying to teach you. So imagine this. You're in America, specifically in Virginia, trying to attend a new school and a new grade level. However, your teacher from last year is at home trying to still teach you what she feels you should be learning. She's still assigning homework, giving tests, and having you send her your completed homework. She's also making decisions about what you will eat for lunch, what you will read in your free time, and who you play with at recess without your input of where you want to go. During all of this, you feel that since you are now in Virginia on your own and not in her state anymore, that you're also starting a new school and a grade and in a new class, and that your teacher should be able to make your own decisions about what you learn, what homework you have, or at the very least, what you eat and who you get to play with, since your teacher from last year is so far away to even know what you're doing. So here's two questions I want you to think about. Who do you think has the right to be in charge of most of those decisions in that school environment? And also, how could you peacefully let your teacher know how you feel about this? This story is going to be very similar to what we're going to learn about today. So go ahead and have your pencil ready. The previous story was based on a true story, but the names were changed to protect the innocent. The real story is this. There were two groups, the colonists and the British Parliament. Unfortunately, they disagreed over how the colonies should be governed. So we're going to look on this side, we have Parliament, and on this side we have the colonists, and we're going to learn some differences about them. So Parliament believed it had the legal authority in the colonies. Basically, they believed that they should be able to rule over everything the colonists did. Parliament also believed that it had the right to tax the colonies. So that means that, like, if you ever go to the grocery store and your mom and dad have to pay a tax on the food you buy, Parliament believed that they had the right to tax the colonies no matter how ridiculous the taxes were or how expensive the taxes were. Also, the colonists on this side believed that their local assemblies had the legal authority to govern the colonies. And this was set in the General Assembly in 1619, which we learned about last time with Jamestown. They also believed that they should not be taxed since they had no representation in Parliament. So what this meant was the colonists were having to pay a lot of extra money for these taxes, but people in England did not have to pay these taxes. But the people in America had no say-so of what the rules would be. Very similar to our story with our teacher, how the teacher who's a far ways away from you is trying to rule over everything that you do at school each day. Is that right? Is that what's going to happen? No, it's not. So that is our notes for today. If you have not written down these words, I encourage you to pause the video and write them down, and then you can go to your next activity in Google Classroom today. Have a great day, friends. Happy Tuesday.